because I just hit 100, I'll go through and like explain. So I made the leveling guide obviously while I was leveling. I think it was like level 79. Hit level 80, and an update on that. I remember saying something about like at level 80 I'm going to try to add Whirlwind in. Well, guess what? 80 is where you can fit it in. As soon as you get Weapons Master, it's game on for Whirlwind adding into it. You could probably even do it a little earlier if you want to sacrifice some points elsewhere. But 80 felt like a good comfortable spot. And that's when I started farming Duriel anyway, and I was able to kill Duriel as soon as I swapped to Whirlwind. Even before that, but swapping to Whirlwind at level 80, like I said, I was able to farm Duriel with a full group and kill Duriel at level 80. I think it was 81 technically, but so it's super strong. Like I said, HOTA's obviously insanely strong still, but just hit level 100 literally 3 minutes ago, and I adapted. So I would say about 85-ish, level 84, 85. From the leveling, I have a leveling build guide, like D4 build guide, and then I have an end game Whirlwind where I add Whirlwind in. I did respec completely, and I again in the initial video I talked about that too. Yeah, so level 100 update gear, honestly, unfortunately, I have not changed much, because not that I haven't been trying to, I just haven't been able to. I haven't gotten any lucky drops. Trading's disabled, so you can't really trade for gear. And drops for me this season, I've done a couple hundred Duriel runs already, and I actually got my first Uber tonight, and it was a Doombringer. Not using it at the moment, don't really need it. I'd rather have the extra aspect right now for what I'm doing, but yeah. So you can see I have Godslayer crown, and that's for, again, farming like world boss and Duriel and just boss fights in general, Uber, Mal, stuff like that. The other thing I use is this, which I think was still the same thing in the other video, at level 79, right? Or maybe I got that after, I don't know. But berserk damage, armor, max life, max fury. For dungeons and just open world stuff, I tend to put that on. And then, like I said, for like the one shot mechanic, I put on the Godslayer. This I think is an upgrade since the last video. Same aspect, Juggernaut, but I got triple DR and total armor on there, and that helped a lot. Like, getting that triple DR on your armor actually makes a big difference. So as soon as you could do that, it's a good idea. Gloves still the same. I got Ancestral Force. When I get everything said and done, I'm gonna actually have Edgemaster on here instead, and in the D4 build guide that I share. If you're watching on YouTube, I'll put it in the comments, of course. But yeah, I plan on replacing those and just getting a better roll and switching. Like I said, once I get Grandfather, I gotta move Earthstriker and just move stuff around when it's all said and done. But again, unfortunately for me, a couple hundred runs of Duriel, still no Shaco and no Grandfather for me yet. But yeah, same as before. Tybalt, same as well. That's gonna stay. Boots might be different now. I got the triple resist. I don't know if I mentioned that. I did that last season too. It's just an easy way to hit your max resist, which again is super important, whether you're leveling or max level, it doesn't matter. Max resist is huge. So I like to put triple resist on my boots, and then you can see like however it ends up with my boots. So I have cold poison shadow. Well, you can see my implicit resist on my ring, on both rings, is fire, right? So I have fire resist implicit, fire resist implicit. And in doing that, just putting one fire resist gem, that caps out the fire resist, right? So I have 3 capped from my boots, essentially. The 4th resistance capped from the implicit rings plus 1 gem. And then I have 2 gems for lightning to cap the other one out. And this is just my combo, what worked out for what I found and how I was able to do it. There's many ways to do it. In your Paragon node, you get a lot of all resist stuff, and that helps out big time. And then, like I said, you just got to shift things around, and like in season 2, I did like 1 all resist gem, and then 2, like I had 1 resist type of each. Like I had a cold resist and a fire resist, and then I put a cold gem and a fire gem, you know. So like, again, there's different ways to reach your max resist. You don't have to follow mine to a T. It's not that difficult, actually. I just prefer not to have fire resist on my boots because I'm guaranteeing to have fire resist on at least one ring, right? So, which is for Red Fear, because you can't change that. But yeah, Ghost Walker still. But again, once I get a Shaco, I will be putting the Relentless Berserk or whatever it is on down there. Like I said, same thing, still same plan. Again, my two-hander, same as before. Vulnerable damage is not ideal. I'd rather have Berserk damage that down there, but again, just haven't found it yet. Limitless Rage will stay the same. Edgemaster, again, I'm gonna put that up here so that I can shift over Earth Strikers into one of my one hands once it's all said and done. So, but for now, just got it down here, threw it on, made it fit. And I have crit strike damage. Both my one-handers are the same, actually. All stat, strength, crit damage, overpower. I feel like this is the second best you can do. I think the crit, instead of the crit damage, obviously you would want the Berserk damage, right? But again, just haven't gotten it yet. But they're not bad. It's actually, I'm very strong. I'm able to do Nightmare Dungeon. I was doing, like I said, at level 80, I was doing 80, you know, mid 80 tier dungeons and not at all optimized. Like I said, I didn't even have my DR armory. I die here and there, but I could do it relatively easily. So it's super strong, even not fully min-maxed yet. And then obviously the elements on the other one. And again, Earth Striker on here, just a stat stick until I get Grandfather. Once I get Grandfather, I'm going to move Earth Striker over into here, move Edgemaster up here, and then move that down there. Honestly, I think if I have a Shaco, like with the extra resource gen, probably going to put elements on the ring and not even use Unrelenting Fury. I'm going to try that. If I could pull that off, that's what I'm going to do. If not, then I'll end up getting rid of elements over the other ones. So again, this is just hitting level 100, where things are at, what the plan is. And then might make another video once I have everything like fully bis, you know, make another video there. But I don't know, I feel like if I just make a video and explain what my thoughts are, my process on like what my goals are, it'll help people get there faster. Because again, my luck, I've been trying, but my luck is very bad. It's hard to say how long it'll take me to actually get the stuff I'm trying to get, but that's what I'm trying to, you know, as I go over it, explain the plan. And again, everything will be like in the guide, the D4 build guide. It'll be updated on like what I'm trying to get. So just refer to that overall. And then for the ring, again, same, I think it's essentially the same ring. Crit strike, chance, crit damage, max fury, resource generation. Again, not my number one pick, but not bad. And then I did get the Red Fear. I didn't have that in the other video. Pretty good ring, pretty good roll, pretty happy with that. And then Banished Swords, I had that, I believe, already in the last video. Got that pretty early on. Like I said, getting Banished Swords early on and Tabalts early on, especially Banished Swords, helps a lot. If I leveling up like lower level, as soon as you can get in and get lucky enough to get a Banished Swords, which obviously is not that easy starting out, depending on, you know, what you're doing, or how lucky you get with your other gear. But yeah, once you can get Banished Swords and the red ring, that helps your damage skyrocket. And then obviously Earth Striker helps a lot too once you add in Whirlwind. Because the thing with Whirlwind, the reason why it's so strong is, which most of you probably know already, Whirlwind does not consume your overpowers, right? So Lunging Strike does. And that hurts your damage big time. But Whirlwind, not only is it a good vessel to, obviously it weapon swaps constantly for the Fury regen, which is a huge part of it. But also I think it's slept on, you know, how important it is not to waste your overpowers. So not only are you getting crazy amount of Fury regen when you have it set up right, but you're also, again, essentially not wasting a single overpower, which is massive, right? But yeah, gear wise, that's where it's at. My pet for now, I did get lucky. I got this earlier today. Did some mal runs and got a Genesis. But for now, I'm running Flash of Adrenaline, Tactical Support, Duration Support, Genesis. And the reason for that is you can see when you look over it, the cooldown on my Flash of Adrenaline is 12 seconds, and it lasts for 12 seconds. And it gives me a 50x, right? 50 times more damage, basically 100% of the time. I don't plan on changing that. I'm using Firefly multi-shot, and this was, I saw this from Rob. I'm doing this for now until I get the Evernight. Once I get Evernight, I'm going to change it up. I'm going to put Tempest in there, just for the faster time, again, for the 100% uptime. So essentially I want to have 100% uptime with Genesis, 100% uptime with Evernight. That's my goal, not to have super pet damage. But for now, until I can do that, I'm just running that. And it seems to be okay. And then for the technique, still two-handed axe. And again, the only real difference down here is the Whirlwind instead of lunging strike. So I moved that around. I don't use the scroll wheel, like the cancel animation. I know if you would really want to min-max, you can cancel animate your Whirlwind to get slightly faster and more hammers out, and you know, technically faster weapon swapping. I don't really need to do it. I don't care to sweat that much. Like, there's no reason to. The content's already pretty easy. I'm just chilling, and that's the whole point of the barb, is to chill, find your gear. I'm planning on making a necromancer potentially to PvP if PvP is popping this season. The barb is more so a vessel to get the gear fast, you know, which in theory is good. But like I said, I'm over a couple hundred runs in Duriel, and it ain't looking too hot yet. But that's just RNG. And again, charge for me, same thing. I know a lot of people are playing charge for the damage aspect of it. I don't. Charge to me as a vessel, it's a mobility, you know, thing to trigger my unstoppable, you know, give me a little bit speed boost for Ghostwalker, again, to speed through things. But also the big part is I cycle it, so I don't use it with Rallying Cry. Rallying Cry, because that gives you unstoppable, that triggers your Tabalts, which gives you resource, plus it gives you the, obviously, the multiplicative from it, right? So I kind of try to time that out and cycle those, and then I'm always cycling them, and it gives me a lot of uptime with Tabalts and a lot of Fury regen, right? So again, that's more of a vessel, because we don't have Metamorphosis anymore, so it's just an extra way to get that and supplement my hammers, which I prefer that. That's definitely my preference. Paragon is much different than the leveling one, but again, the leveling one was meant to get overpowers quick and then get to weapon master quick. But shortly after reaching weapon master, like I said, I would go, you know, the 84, 85. Once you get there, start swapping over to this one, and make sure, obviously, like, you know, start out here, go make sure you're getting weapon master, and but the thing is, so I will say, when you do swap, because I did it, like I said, around 84, 85. Can't remember exactly. Maybe it was in 83. I don't know. It was somewhere in there. I remade it because I felt like I had enough points to do so. So I switched things around. I kept exploit, like I said, early on. I don't actually, I might have had this different. I don't remember. But after thinking things through, getting exploit first, even leveling, I would recommend getting that first, because that's how you get vulnerables up. And I don't know. I don't think I had exploit on the very first, in the starter point, in the leveling guy. But again, in hindsight, this is definitely what I do, at least for the glyph side of it. Maybe still get the armor until you get a juggernaut, but either way, yeah. But yeah, you need to go up in here, and then I would prioritize going this way first. So get up here, grab this. You don't necessarily have to get 75 out of 40. Obviously, just get 40 out of 40. And again, this is for anybody not level 100 that swapping out, that's followed my other guide. Once you transition into this Whirlwind, you could do it before level 100 is basically my point. And it makes things nice. Like I said, I was farming at level 81. I was farming Duriel with a full party, you know, and I was the one doing the damage, you know. Yeah, I wouldn't say one shot, but it was pretty easy, you know, 2-3 hits and he would die, depending on the luck with the Fury Ring. But yeah, so get this like 40 and then move over here. But so you're gonna need Weapon Master, and then go up here, and you don't necessarily have to get both sides of these. I would get this one first to get the Warbringer. So like go up here and then go over here and get Bonebreaker, because you want that extra overpower. Then you branch out and start grabbing this again, and then you branch out over here and you know, work your way up that way. This is like end game this is like the last section, you know, if you want to transition early before level 100. And so again, just for anybody that was following the other guide and wants to transition into this one like I did and follow what I'm doing. And then for skill tree, a little bit different, I believe. I'm not sure exactly what I changed. And when I get a shake, so keep in mind, when I get a Shaco, this is going to change again, slightly different. This is how I have to do it for now. But once I get a Shaco and get the extra points, I plan on trying some different things. But for now, because I don't have Shaco, I don't have any Ubers essentially, which I'm sure a lot of people won't quite yet. You know, lunging strike just to get down here, max out your HOTA, same story. And you don't need to put a point in Whirlwind yet, because of the air amulet. Your banner swords gives you that, so you don't technically have to use a point in it yet. And the reason I did that is, again, for movement speed. If you're having issues and need more fury regen or something like that, take the points out of movement speed and either try down here if you're using Whirlwind, try putting it in Furious Impulse, or you could try putting 2 points in here to get Fury, because end game, once I get a Shaco, I plan on doing that. I'm going to put 1 point in Whirlwind and 1 point in Enhanced Whirlwind. But again, I need a Shaco to actually be able to do that. Where was I can't remember where I was going to take those points out now, though. Oh, from charge. Yeah, so I'm going to take the points out of charge, because again, charge is more of a vessel for me. So I'm going to take the 2 points out of charge. And again, because I don't have Shaco, I have to put a point in it. So I figured I just put the extra point in the knockback for the stun for now. But as soon as I get a Shaco, I'm taking these 2 points out and I'm putting them in Whirlwind and then Enhanced Whirlwind. That's my plan, again, when it's all said and done. But for now, this is the way I got to do it. And I'm sure a lot of people, you know, will follow, because we won't, you know, we just don't have our Shacos yet. But yeah, so then I get max life here, because again, survivability, starting out, leveling, trying to be as tanky as possible, especially in vaults. Them lightning guys are crazy. Max there, shouts there, obviously for your bleeds there. And again, I love my movement speed. If you're struggling though, you need something else, you know, try Prolific Fury, try Furious Impulse if you have Whirlwind. Like, you know, you could do different things. You don't have to do movement speed. I love movement speed. I want as much as I can get, so that's how I do it. Warcry, of course, over in the Power Warcry, Booming Voice, Aggressive Resistance, Pit Fighter. I get the 3 in counter offensive. These max these 3 down here. Of course, Supreme Wrath, and I do the Invigorating Fury for the self heals, and of course Unbridled Rage. So a little bit different from the leveling. And I don't think it's that different, honestly. But I like this, and I changed this. So again, when I changed my Paragon, I kind of changed this around at the same time. I just ended up feeling better. Like, this feels good to me. This is what I like. So. But yeah, for the actual Paragon now, sorry, should have actually finished what I was doing. So I was explaining, like, for people not 100, but anybody 100, follow, you know, I got exploit into Ire. This is the Carnage. I don't actually get Carnage, but it's Carnage. I just like this because you get all the Berserk nodes, right? You got damage berserking. I just like being my center point, so that I can sneak up in here and grab this, and then sneak over here and grab this, and not have to cross. I did this in season 2 as well. I did a lot of Paragon stuff in season 2, min-maxing, and this was like, dude, this tech was, and even still, it feels really good. But yeah, so then over into Weapon Master, like I said earlier, Crusher up here in the Warbringer section. Might is what I ended with, and then I got Dominate over here with the Blood Rage board. Again, this stuff, the reason why I kind of fell off of this, I kind of got sidetracked, but all this stuff, like the specifics, are going to be in the D4 build guide in the comment. Anybody on YouTube, in the comment section below. So, but yeah, Paragon, skill tree, you know, gear. Again, my gear isn't what I want it to be yet, but it's still like, I can one-shot World Boss, I can one-shot Durio, one-shot pretty much everything in the game right now. I could do, you know, tier 100s essentially with relative ease. Still got to pay attention, especially in the vaults. I did a 93 vault at level, I want to say 90, like my low 90s. And I did that for the season journey. Like, you had to do a 90 plus whatever vault. So I went in and did a 93, and I did it easy. I might have died once, and even in 80s, sometimes I'll die to them lightning things. Yeah, I haven't actually done any of the high ones since obviously I just hit 100, but yeah, all in all, you know, the content as a HOTA barb in season 3 is pretty easy when you build it right. And once my gear is like min-max, I got that Shaco, I got that Grandfather, it's gonna be just, and once I get Evernight, like, I can't imagine. I mean, I don't know, it's already pretty easy feeling most of it, to be honest. It's just HOTA barb is that strong. But yeah, all in all, I think that's it, right? We went through gear, aspects, expertise, skills. Yeah, that should be everything y'all need. That's the update, level 100. as I again, fresh 100. I might make another video once I actually get a min-max. If I feel like I find anything worth making another video on, because I kind of went over as much as I could to give you guys the directions, so you can do it maybe even before me, you know, RNG. But yeah, if I discover anything that I feel like is worth making another video on once I get like my end goal gear, I will do that. Otherwise, you know, just tune into the stream. If you're watching on YouTube, come kick it with me on Twitch. Try to be live every night during the week as much as I can be. And yeah, if you got any questions or any insight or info of your own that, you know, see something that I'm doing wrong, feel free to stop in, come kick it, say hello, and yeah, twitch.tv/Merkadis. But good luck, everybody. Hopefully it helps, and yeah, much love, y'all.